Hi you guys, it's Stephanie with Coffee Paper Scissors. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I have sewn together the scraps that we use to start our journal cover. So what I did, if you remember, I just kind of put glue in the center of each of the little scrap pieces. And so then I really didn't know how I was going to end up sewing it together, but once I got to the sewing machine, I figured out what I was going to do. So I lifted up the corners, and so for instance for this one here, I lifted up the corner and I sewed here and here and here. And then for this one, I lifted up this corner and I sewed here. And then say for instance this piece here, I lifted up this fabric and I sewed this piece down here and here. So I did all of the sewing for the underneath pieces by lifting the edges of the pieces that were going to be shown in full. It took a little while to kind of go through and figure all of that out. You could do it any way you want to. I'm sure you could just do straight lines or like a grid or sideways pattern or something like that, and eventually you'll get everything to kind of stay down. I did a zigzag. A straight stitch would be fine. I had used pinking shears to cut these, and it probably would have been cute for me to sew inside the line so that the pinking shears cut was showing. I didn't do that, but I think the next time I probably would do that because this is cute. I like it, but I think that would be cute too, because you kind of can't tell at this point that I used the pinking shears to do that, except for just around the edges. Okay, so the inside looks like this for now. And I took my scoreboard and I put a few more lines here in the spine part so that when it's folded over, it has just a little bit of a curve to it. I don't want this to be, you know, like a hard lined cover at all. So I wanted to give it the ability to kind of bend a little bit more once it's all finished and closed. So now I'm going to decide, I think that this is my front. I like them both. That's really a difficult decision. I figure I'm going to have a lot of lace along the side here. So let me just cover up part of it to see. So mostly we'd be seeing this, or mostly we'd be seeing this. I think I like this. I don't know why. Oh, you guys, it's hard. I don't know. I think I like this. And the reason that matters is because now I've sewn together, okay, this is what I want it. So that's going to be, I've sewn together something to put on the inside. So what I did for this was I took more of that white sweatshirty kind of fabric and I cut it to fit, you know, size-wise, pinking shears around to cut it. And then I cut some of this to, you know, fit on top of that. And then I took a little bit of Fabri-Tac and went around the sides and, you know, smoothed it out really good. And then I sewed them together all the way around. And then I took another piece of fabric here for a pocket that goes all the way across. And I just stitched down a little, like I hemmed it or whatever, so that it was, you know, a nice folded over edge. And then I took and sewed that. And then I used pinking shears to go around the side of, you know, the edges of this also. And then I pinned this down to do the sewing, and I just stitched it, you know, to this itself. This here, I cut out 2 hearts with pinking shears and I sewed them in. It looks kind of quilted. It looks, you know, really pretty, I think. So the back side of this looks like this. And the reason why there's 2 lines here is because where it bends, I didn't want it to puff up so much. And so when I'd put another line here because this is the pocket line. And then this would have been kind of like gaping, I think, on both sides. Let's see. Yeah. Anyway, it was just to kind of prevent so much gaping. Now this part, the gaping, I'm not too concerned about because signatures are going to be sewn in there. So that is okay to me. Okay. Now we're going to glue it down using lots of Fabri-Tac. Yeah, I don't know why my video turned out so hazy. I always film in front of my window, and at certain times of the day, I have to turn my lamp on, and I did turn my lamp on yesterday, and to me it looked like there was a bit of a glow, and I was thinking it was because of the white fabric that I had laying there, and I thought maybe the white on the black background was causing it to make it, you know, kind of have a halo effect or something. So I thought, well, I don't know, because I played with it a little bit and it didn't go away, and I thought, well, once I start doing the video, maybe it'll go away. Well, it didn't, so sorry about that, but it didn't look like that this time when I started my video, so hopefully this one should not have that. And if there's a little bit of hangover from the one, like the one that's on the inside, you know, hanging over the edge a little bit, like here, a couple things. I'll be adding lots of lace and stuff like that, but I can just trim that without any problem. And I will do that. These pinking shears, you guys, they are... I'm sorry, I have to open up my drawer and grab them again. They are so, they're killer. I've got bruises on my hands now from where I was using them yesterday. And I know I told you that I cut wax paper with them to get them going again, but you know, it hurts. So I'm thinking, I don't know if that's such a good brand, or I'm not sure what the case is. They're very sharp. I've really not used them much at all because I don't do much with fabric, honestly, and I've got a pair of regular fabric scissors. So I don't know. I don't know what the problem is there, but okay. So there is our cover, and then we'll do lots of decorating on that once we're finished. How cute, right? So I've got pockets and everything all ready to go. All right, I have chosen some papers to get some signatures going. And I took them and I dipped them in some very weak coffee so that it just took the brightness off the white. I didn't want them necessarily to look real grungy or anything, just not quite so bright white. And it was a weak coffee, so hopefully it did a little bit. Let's see. There's a little difference, I think. Anyway. This is quite heavy cardstock here. This is a pack of cardstock that they sell at Joann Fabric. And I know they've had it for a long time. I don't know if they still have it. But I took it out to use some in this journal, and man, it is thick cardstock. So I'm just going to be using a mix of papers. This was not anything I dyed. It came this color, and I just threw it in the coffee mixture this morning just because I was doing the rest. This has the lovely Paper Studio stamp on it, so we'll have to do something there. I love this paper. And actually, it goes with some of the papers in the 6x6. Sorry, you guys, I'm just reaching around for it if I can possibly grab it. It goes with some of these papers. See? So that's cool. So I am wondering if there's a large, you know, a full 12 by 12 stack back there that I just didn't see. I mean, I don't know that I would buy them for sure, but I'm just curious. Okay, and then here is a really old sheet that I think I found at a yard sale. It was a 12 by 12 that I cut down, but I thought that'd be really cute. Okay, so one signature. And this particular paper, this and this came from the same paper pad, and it is this paper pad that I found it Tuesday morning. I don't know when. It could have been a year ago. It could have been 6 months ago. I'm not sure. But it's the Madeline collection. So if you're curious about that, that is where I found those. After I make this video, my daughter and I are going to start prepping our downstairs for painting. I painted the downstairs when we first moved into the house 12 years ago. It was gray, but not a good gray. It seriously looked like a prison. Not that I've spent a lot of time in prison, but I would guess that if I had, it would have looked like that. It was so dark. You know, a lot of the grays that people use in their house, you know, right now are, I don't know, like they're really kind of a bright, almost white sort of a gray. And, you know, they're really nice. This paper is cracking. I'm probably going to have to line it with some washi or something. So yeah, I repainted all of downstairs when we moved here, but it's kind of a yellowy color. I was just trying to get rid of that gray, and so I did like a buttercream or something. And I never really liked it, but it took so long to paint it all, because I painted the entire downstairs, and there's just as much downstairs as there is upstairs. So it took a long time. But since then, I've repainted the other bedrooms a different color, so I don't have to do all that. Mostly it's just a living space in the hallway, I think. So it shouldn't take me, you know, more than a few days. But I get help this time. I'm the painter in the house. Nobody likes to help me paint. Sometimes that's a good thing, because there are some people that just shouldn't paint, if we're being honest. So, and I'm talking about in my house. It's like, you know what? Just give me that paint roller. You do not need to help me. I'm putting these in, but they might get in, like switched around. I don't know if they'll stay where I put everything. I'm just trying to get a start. And see, that's another one of the reasons I don't sew things in at first, is because I just cannot commit to it. I play and mess around and move things here and there until I don't have a choice but to sew it in. So here's another really old scrapbook paper. Alrighty, I have lots of envelopes, as you guys know, as I've told you before. So I thought we could poke an envelope into I can't say it, each signature. So let's see. You know what? I should have left one of these really long so I could do my little signature. Okay, I'm probably going to add something to the center so that I've got that. See, here's that big expanse of nothingness that I always have a problem with. Anyway, okay, so I have I had some greens in there in my stash of envelopes, but they were more of a lime green, so I definitely did not want that. Maybe here. And if I don't like it, I can always move it. So these are pretty big, and it sticks out a little bit, but I'm going to be cutting it to open here. So that's okay. You know, that's not going to be a problem in the end. So there's one in that. And then let's see here. I have one that's a bit smaller. And I don't know if I'm going to like those together. It just depends. Probably going to have to line the inside of that one unless I can find a better one. I don't know. Everything in that color says Comedy Club on the inside. I don't know if I want that. We'll see. I don't know if I like it at this point. Too much of the same. We shall see. Okay, we'll do one more. I might dig around a little bit to see if I find one that I like more, and maybe we'll do this one the other direction. Okay. And then this, most likely, I will make it into a flap of some sort that's a pocket. Like that's a kind of a page pocket. Don't know if that makes sense at all. But, so here we have the beginnings anyway. So, lots of room for big old ribbon and fabric and lace, and I should have lots of room also for expansion. So anyway, I think it's going to be pretty, you guys. I hope you like it so far. So that's what the pages kind of look like, you know, together. I was trying to find colors that would go, you know, with the fabrics, you know, just the first signatures. I didn't want them to be, these are kind of muted, so I wanted these to be kind of muted. And then there's the back side. So I think these will work. All right then. Thanks you guys for watching. Thanks for supporting me. I really appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Bye.